to admit I found myself doing the same things that a lot of other rock stars do or are forced to do. Which is not being able to respond to mail, not being able to keep up on current music, and I'm pretty much locked away a lot. The outside world is pretty foreign to me. I don't blame the average 17-year-old punk rock kid for calling me a sellout. I understand that. And maybe when they grow up a little bit, they'll realize there's more things to life than living out your rock and roll identity so righteously. When I listen to Nevermind, I hate the production, but there's something about it that almost makes me cry at times. I never wanted to sing. I just wanted to play rhythm guitar, hide in the back and just play. I'm a spokesman for myself. It just so happens that there's a bunch of people that are concerned with what I have to say. I find that frightening at times because I'm just as confused as most people. I don't have the answers for anything. I like to have strong opinions with nothing to back them up with besides my primal sincerity. I like sincerity. I lack sincerity. Rap music is the only vital form of music introduced since punk rock. My songs have always been frustrating themes, relationships that I've had. And now that I'm in love, I expect it to be really happy, or at least there won't be half as much anger as there was. I've never been a very prolific person, so when creativity flows, it flows. I find myself scribbling on little notepads and pieces of loose paper, which results in a very small portion of my writings to ever show up in true form. When I heard the Pixies for the first time, I connected with that band so heavily I should have been in that band, or at least in a Pixies cover band. I definitely feel closer to the feminine side of the human being than I do the male, or the American idea of what a male is supposed to be. Just watch a beer commercial and you'll see what I mean. Out of all the guitars in the whole world, the Fender Mustang is my favorite. They're cheap and totally inefficient, and they sound like crap and are very small. I sing and play the guitar, and I'm a walking, talking bacterial infection. Sometimes I wish I had taken the Bob Dylan route and sang songs where my voice would not go out on me every night, so I could have a career if I wanted. I own a '66 Jaguar. That's the guitar I polish, and baby, I refuse to let anyone touch it when I jump into the crowd. My body is damaged from music in two ways. I have a red irritation in my stomach. It's psychosomatic, caused by all the anger and the screaming. I have scoliosis, where the curvature of your spine is bent, and the weight of my guitar has made it worse. I'm always in pain, and that adds to the anger in our music. Throughout my life, I've always been really close with girls and made friends with girls. And I've always been a really sickly, feminine person anyhow, so I thought I was gay for a while because I didn't find any of the girls in my high school attractive at all. My mother encouraged me to be artistic. It was written in a contract at an early age that I would be an artist. Looking back on the production of Nevermind, I'm embarrassed by it now. It's closer to a Motley Crue record than it is a punk rock record. I like to make people feel happy and superior in their reaction towards my appearance. I didn't know how to deal with success. If there was a Rockstar 101, I would have liked to take it. It might have helped me. I wanted to have the adoration of John Lennon but have the anonymity of Ringo Starr. I didn't want to be a frontman. I just wanted to be back there and still be a rock and roll star at the same time. There's nothing better than having a baby. I've always loved children. I used to work summers at the YMCA and be in charge of, like, 30 preschool kids. I knew that when I had a child, I'd be overwhelmed, and it's true. I can't tell you how much my attitude has changed since we've got Francis. Holding my baby is the best drug in the world. Punk is musical freedom. It's saying, doing and playing what you want. In Webster's terms, Nirvana means freedom from pain, suffering in the external world, and that's pretty close to my definition of punk rock. If you die, you're completely happy and your soul somewhere lives on. I'm not afraid of dying. Total peace after death. Becoming someone else is the best hope I've got. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask someone else first. I had a really good childhood up until I was 9, then a classic case of divorce really affected me. Drugs are a waste of time. They destroy your memory and your self-respect and everything that goes along with your self-esteem. They're no good at all. I really haven't had that exciting of a life. There are a lot of things I wish I would have done, instead of just sitting around and complaining about having a boring life. So I pretty much like to make it up. I was looking for something a lot heavier, yet melodic at the same time. Something different from heavy metal, a different attitude. I'm left-handed, and it's not very easy to find reasonably priced, high-quality left-handed guitars. But out of all the guitars in the whole world, the Fender Mustang is my favorite. I've only owned 2 of them. I've had this terrible stomach problem for years, and that has made touring difficult. People would see me sitting in the corner by myself looking sick and gloomy. The reason is that I was trying to fight against the stomach pain, trying to hold my food down. People looked at me and assumed I was some kind of addict. I've always wanted male friends that I could be real intimate with and talk about important things with and be as affectionate with that person as I would be with a girl. I thought I would try to be gay for a while, but I'm just more sexually attracted to women. But I'm really glad that I found a few gay friends, because it totally saved me from becoming a monk or something. Ever since the beginning of rock and roll, there's been an Axl Rose. And it's just boring. It's totally boring to me. I had a really good childhood up until I was 9, then a classic case of divorce really affected me.